Plato's Atlantis, a tale of an ideal city. The story of Atlantis first surfaces in the writings of Plato, a Greek philosopher who lived around 400 BC. He is famous for his dialogues which explore profound philosophical questions. In two of these dialogues, Timaeus and Critias, Plato tells the story of Atlantis, a powerful island nation that existed thousands of years before his time. According to Plato, Atlantis was a utopia, boasting advanced technology and a sophisticated culture. The people of Atlantis lived in harmony with nature, possessed great wealth and power, but they also valued wisdom and virtue. Atlantis was ruled by wise philosopher kings who governed with justice and fairness. However, the Atlanteans eventually became corrupted by their power. They grew greedy and ambitious, seeking to conquer other lands. This angered the gods, who decided to punish the Atlanteans for their hubris. In a single day and night of cataclysmic events, Atlantis was destroyed and the island sank beneath the waves, never to be seen again. Athens and Atlantis. A study in contrasts. To fully appreciate the story of Atlantis, we need to understand its context within Plato's philosophical work. Plato was deeply concerned with the nature of justice and the ideal state. He used the story of Atlantis to illustrate his ideas about these themes. Atlantis represents a kind of cautionary tale, showing what can happen when a society succumbs to vice and loses sight of its values. In contrast to Atlantis, Plato presents Athens as an example of a virtuous city-state. Athens, in Plato's time, was known for its democracy, its intellectual achievements, and its military prowess. Plato suggests that Athens, unlike Atlantis, was able to resist the temptations of power and maintain its commitment to justice. The story of Atlantis, therefore, serves as a warning against the dangers of hubris and the importance of staying true to one's values. It is important to note that Plato never intended his story of Atlantis to be taken as literal history. Rather, he used it as a literary device, weaving together fact and fiction to create a compelling narrative that would illustrate his philosophical points. The story of Atlantis, then, is not so much about a real place as it is about the human condition. The power of a good story, why Atlantis endures. The story of Atlantis has captivated people's imaginations for centuries. Why has this myth endured for so long? One reason is the power of the story itself. Plato's tale is full of intrigue, adventure, and mystery. It speaks to our fascination with lost civilizations and the possibility of advanced ancient knowledge. The story of Atlantis is also appealing because it offers a glimpse into a utopian society. Plato's description of Atlantis as a technologically advanced and culturally sophisticated civilization resonates with our own desires for a better world. We are drawn to the idea of a society where people lived in harmony with nature and each other. The fact that Atlantis was ultimately destroyed makes the story even more poignant. It serves as a reminder of the fragility of civilization and the ever-present potential for human folly. The enduring appeal of Atlantis is a testament to the power of myth. Myths are stories that explain the world around us and our place in it. They often deal with universal themes such as creation, loss, good versus evil, and the search for meaning. The story of Atlantis, with its themes of utopia, hubris, and divine retribution, speaks to these fundamental human concerns. Searching for Atlantis, from Plato to modern times. Ever since Plato first told the story of Atlantis, people have been searching for evidence of its existence. Some believe that Atlantis is a purely fictional creation. Others, however, are convinced that it was a real place that was destroyed by a natural disaster. Over the centuries, numerous theories have been proposed about the location of Atlantis. Some have placed it in the Atlantic Ocean, while others have suggested locations in the Mediterranean Sea, the Caribbean, or even Antarctica. Despite numerous expeditions and extensive research, no conclusive evidence of Atlantis has ever been found. The search for Atlantis has been fueled by a variety of factors. Some are motivated by a genuine desire to uncover lost history. Others are drawn to the adventure and romance associated with the search for a legendary civilization. Still, others see the search for Atlantis as a way to prove the existence of advanced ancient technologies, or to challenge conventional historical narratives. Section 5. Atlantis in popular culture. Movies, books, and more. The legend of Atlantis has had a profound impact on popular culture. The story has been told and retold countless times in books, movies, television shows, video games, and other media. Atlantis has become a symbol of lost civilizations, advanced technology, and the allure of the unknown. One of the most famous modern depictions of Atlantis is found in the Disney animated film Atlantis: The Lost Empire. In this film, Atlantis is depicted as an underwater city with advanced technology powered by a mysterious crystal. The film draws on many elements of the original myth, including the idea of a utopian society that was destroyed by a cataclysmic event. The legend of Atlantis has also been featured in numerous television shows, such as Stargate Atlantis and The Librarians. These shows often depict Atlantis as a technologically advanced civilization that possesses knowledge and powers beyond our own. The use of Atlantis in these shows allows for exciting storylines involving time travel, alien encounters, and the search for lost knowledge. Section 6. Utopian Dreams and the Human Condition. The enduring fascination with Atlantis speaks to our deep-seated desire for a better world. Throughout history, humans have dreamed of utopias, societies free from poverty, war, and injustice. Plato's description of Atlantis as a society where people lived in harmony with nature and each other resonates with this universal longing. The concept of utopia is often used to critique existing social structures and to imagine alternative ways of living. Utopian literature and art often explore themes of social justice, environmental sustainability, and technological advancement. By envisioning a better future, we can begin to challenge the limitations of the present. However, the story of Atlantis also serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of utopian thinking. Plato suggests that even the most ideal societies are vulnerable to corruption and decay. The Atlanteans, despite their advanced technology and sophisticated culture, ultimately succumbed to greed and hubris. Section 7. Atlantis as a warning: the dangers of hubris. The story of Atlantis is often interpreted as a warning against the dangers of hubris. Hubris, in Greek tragedy, refers to excessive pride or arrogance that leads to a person's downfall. The Atlanteans, according to Plato, became blinded by their own power and wealth. They believed themselves to be invincible and above the laws of gods and men. The myth of Atlantis suggests that hubris is a common human flaw. When we become too confident in our own abilities, we lose sight of our limitations and become vulnerable to making reckless decisions. The story of Atlantis reminds us that true strength lies in humility, wisdom, and respect for the natural order of things. The theme of hubris is not limited to ancient myths. It continues to resonate in modern times. We see examples of hubris in individuals who let power go to their heads, in corporations that prioritize profit over people, and in nations that engage in reckless military adventures. The story of Atlantis serves as a timeless reminder that hubris can have devastating consequences. Section 8. Divine Retribution, a common theme in mythology. The destruction of Atlantis is often attributed to divine retribution. The gods, angered by the Atlanteans' arrogance and aggression, decided to punish them by sending a great flood that submerged their island. Divine retribution is a common theme in mythology across cultures. It reflects a belief that there are consequences for violating moral or spiritual laws. In Greek mythology, for example, the gods are often depicted as punishing mortals for their transgressions. The story of Prometheus, who stole fire from the gods and gave it to humans, is a classic example of this theme. Prometheus is punished by being chained to a rock and having his liver eaten by an eagle every day. The concept of divine retribution serves several purposes in mythology. It helps to explain the existence of suffering and injustice in the world. It also reinforces the importance of living a virtuous life in accordance with divine law. Whether or not one believes in literal gods, the theme of divine retribution speaks to a deep-seated human intuition that actions have consequences. Section 9. The Allure of the Unknown. Why we're drawn to lost civilizations. The story of Atlantis is just one example of our enduring fascination with lost civilizations. From the ancient Egyptians to the Maya, we are drawn to the mystery and intrigue of cultures that have vanished from the earth. This fascination stems from a variety of factors, including curiosity, a thirst for adventure, and a desire to connect with the past. Lost civilizations offer a glimpse into alternative ways of life, different belief systems, and unique forms of artistic and technological expression. They challenge our assumptions about history and the possibilities of human civilization. The fact that these civilizations have disappeared only adds to their allure. It sparks our imagination and makes us wonder what secrets they might hold. The study of lost civilizations can teach us valuable lessons about the rise and fall of empires, the impact of environmental change, and the resilience of the human spirit. It can also remind us of the importance of preserving our own cultural heritage for future generations. Section 10. Modern myths from aliens to conspiracy theories. While the story of Atlantis is an ancient myth, our fascination with lost civilizations and unexplained phenomena has not waned in modern times. Instead, it has taken on new forms, expressing itself in beliefs about aliens, conspiracy theories, and other paranormal phenomena. For example, some people believe that aliens visited Earth in the distant past and helped to build the pyramids of Egypt or the Nazca lines in Peru. Others believe that secret societies, such as the Illuminati, control world events from behind the scenes. These beliefs often tap into the same human desires for meaning, purpose, and connection that ancient myths provided. While some modern myths may seem outlandish, they can reveal important truths about our anxieties, fears, and hopes. For example, belief in alien visitation might reflect a desire for connection with something beyond ourselves, while conspiracy theories might stem from a sense of powerlessness or distrust in authority. Section 11. What Atlantis tells us about ourselves. The story of Atlantis, though likely a myth, continues to resonate with us because it speaks to universal truths about the human condition. It reminds us of the dangers of hubris, the fragility of civilization, and the importance of living virtuous lives. It also reflects our enduring fascination with the unknown and our desire to understand our place in the world. The myth of Atlantis encourages us to reflect on our own values and the choices we make as individuals and as a society. Are we using our knowledge and resources wisely? Are we living in harmony with nature and each other? Or are we repeating the mistakes of the Atlanteans by succumbing to greed, arrogance, and the pursuit of power at all costs? The story of Atlantis is a powerful reminder that even the most advanced civilizations are not immune to the consequences of their actions. It challenges us to create a better future by learning from the mistakes of the past and striving to live in accordance with our highest values. Section 12. The enduring power of myth. Lessons for today. Myths like the story of Atlantis continue to hold relevance in the modern world because they offer timeless wisdom and insights into the human condition. They provide us with a moral compass, helping us to distinguish between right and wrong, good and evil. They also offer comfort and meaning in a world that can often feel chaotic and uncertain. Even though we may no longer believe in the literal truth of these stories, they still have the power to move us, inspire us, and challenge us to think differently about the world. They connect us to our ancestors, reminding us that we are part of a larger human story that spans millennia. In a world increasingly dominated by technology and information overload, it is more important than ever to remember the power of myth. Myths help us to make sense of the world around us, connect with our emotions, and find meaning in our lives. Section 13. Conclusion. Atlantis, a myth for the ages. The story of Atlantis, though thousands of years old, continues to capture our imagination and spark debate. Whether a real place or a philosophical allegory, Atlantis represents the enduring power of myth to teach, inspire, and connect us to something larger than ourselves. Atlantis serves as a reminder of the potential for both greatness and destruction within human civilization. It challenges us to reflect on our values, our choices, and our responsibility to create a just and sustainable future. The myth of Atlantis, then, is not just a story about a lost city, but a story about ourselves and our place in the world. As long as humans dream of utopias, fear disaster, and seek to understand their past, the legend of Atlantis will continue to endure.